Good afternoon, everyone. Thrift Behringer here live from the Lions Inn, the Columbus Civic Center, and we are excited to do a show right before the Columbus Lions undefeated take on the Harrisburg Stampede. I'm with my partner in crime and color commentator for tonight's matchup, Richard Holdridge. Rich, how are you, man?
I'm happy to be here, Thrift, back at the Columbus Center. We've got an exciting matchup between the Harrisburg Stampede and the Columbus Lions. Lions in 4-0, and it's been about a month and a half since they've had a home game, but it looks like they are ready to go, and they are just energized, and we expect a packed crowd here at the Columbus Civic Center, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Last time I called a game here was for these two teams. The Lions were taking on Harrisburg, and it was a bloodbath in that game. These two teams then faced off the next week, and Harrisburg lost 42-34. More competitive game compared to the 50, 60-point beatdown we saw a month and a half ago. But we expect this to be a competitive game tonight. We got a great show in store for you. We're going to be live for about 45 to 50 minutes as we prepare for that mega matchup. It is youth sports and cosplay night tonight, so people are going to be dressing up. We got youth sports wearing all their jerseys, whether it be baseball, basketball, football, doesn't matter. You play youth sports, come out tonight. $15 to come watch the Columbus Lions. Very affordable, very entertaining, a lot of fun. I promise you, it's an event in itself. Yes, you're here to watch the guys dominate on the field as the Columbus Lions have been doing, but there's also little things in between breaks that make events like this fun. Richard, I know you're looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and with the season winding down, we only have 2 more games left in the regular season. On June the 8th, you got Military Night as they're taking on the Peach State Cats. And then on June the 14th, they're going to make this the championship game. The de facto championship game between the Corpus Christi Tritons and the Columbus Lions. Because Lions are undefeated right now. Corpus Christi's 4-1. They're in second place, so they decided to just make that the championship game for the AIF.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to talking about that. We also, both Richard and I, with Rex Castillo and even Coach Gordon from the Calvary Christian Knight, we all watched last night Luka Doncic put on a show. We'll talk about that towards the end of the show because we got quarterback Marcus Brooks, who has just been on a tear. He's the best quarterback in the AIF for sure this year, Richard. Look forward to talking with him coming up right after this next break. And then we're also going to have head coach Damian Daniels and then wrap it up with Dana Barker. So looking forward to talking all 3 of those guys. It's the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show live from the Lions Inn. We'll be right back after this.
Now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $12,500 off. Roomy and comfortable, the compact SUV GMC Terrain is up to $7,750 off. And GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7 are now discounted up to $7,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Choose America's #1 compact SUV, the Chevy Equinox, discounted up to $6,500 off. Chevy's full-size pickup truck, the powerful Chevy Silverado, is up to $12,000 off. And big Chevy Silverado 2500 HDs are discounted up to $6,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall. Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Richard Holdridge and my guy, the quarterback of the Columbus Lions, Marcus Brooks. Marcus, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thank y'all for having me.
No doubt about it, man. We've been watching your career, especially me. I'm going to be honest with you. I've watched some Lions games, but not thoroughly the way I have these last 2 years. So in my opinion, you're one of the best Columbus Lions quarterbacks that's ever played. Not saying there weren't other great ones before you, but didn't watch it, didn't keep up with it near as much. I know you did, Richard. But Marcus, now in year 2, you're 4-0. You lead the league in touchdowns by like a margin of 17. You have 28. It's like all the other quarterbacks combined equal what you have already this year. You're way ahead in terms of passing yards. Talk about the camaraderie and what this group and what it's been like to be the quarterback for the Lions this past year.
It's been great. From the head coach to the OC to the O-line to the receivers. It's been great. We all came back in. Most of us are returning, so there's a lot of familiar faces. Besides the O-line and the running back position, there's really familiar faces at receiver. They know what they expect from me. I know what they expect from them. Everybody's on the same page, and that's why we just click whenever we play.
No doubt.
Marcus, it's been a month since you've played a game. What have you done just to prepare yourself for practices, simulating games, just to get into a rhythm, knowing that you had a month off, getting ready for game time?
The defense that y'all cheer on every Saturday, I have to go against them every day at practice. So that gets me ready for any game possible.
No doubt, man. And I know that especially I literally was talking about this last night with some guys who were like, man, why do the Lions dominate? And I was like, great quarterback play and then elite up front. Offensive line gives you great protection, but that defensive front with DeAndre Brown, the boss man, I mean, that dude is terrifying. So I know going against him is only going to make you better because you got the best defensive line in the league by far. But what is it like now? We're halfway through the season, playing for Coach Damian Daniels. Feel like y'all gotten your feet wet together, and in his first season, how good of a job do you think he's done with this?
He's doing an excellent job. He stepped right on in, and we ain't lost a beat. He's a cool, calm, collected guy. Like, if you just look at him right now, he's just calm before the storm.
Right.
But we all know as soon as he go back in there, he's going to turn it up, and we're going to turn it up with him.
Marcus, talk about your relationship with your receivers.
All right, which one?
You got great receivers. John Monforte, he's been with the Lions since, I want to say 2017, and Roman Deloach. I mean, a lot of these players, they are very experienced. They played in the NAL with the Columbus Lions, and they pretty much know what to expect. But you are just the type of quarterback that you seem to be on the same page with all of them. And
every single throw, it seems like it's always in the right
on
place
point.
at the right time.
And it's hard work, a lot of off-season work, 2 years of work, and we just communicate well. We're expecting the same thing. We see the same thing, so we're expecting the same thing, and it just goes into action on game day. Like, I know where they're gonna be, and they know where I'm gonna put it. So it just works together.
When you head into a game like this, especially against Harrisburg, in which I think the first game was like close to 10 touchdowns, the second game I think you threw 5 or 6. You got over half your touchdown against this team, and this is the third straight time you've played them.
Yeah.
Do you think that could be a cause for concern? Now they have so much film on you, they want revenge and nothing more than to beat y'all? Or do you feel like that if you execute and play your game plan, there's nobody really that can beat y'all?
Coach Daniels tells us every day, nobody can beat us but us. So we live by that. He calls us the standard. So no matter who's lining up against us, that's how we're going to face it. So, yeah, I mean, they got film. We got film.
I'm expecting a big night. He's saying something like without saying something. But Marcus, looking forward to this big-time matchup. And then in a couple of weeks, we got the championship game. So what do you want to see from you in the offense? We'll just talk about you in the offense specifically. What are some things you want to try to share up tonight as y'all head to the latter part of the season into that championship game here in a couple of weeks?
I just want to clear up the mental mistakes. If we clear that, clean that up, everything else will take care of itself. And if I quit turning the ball over, I got a whole 4 interceptions.
Whole 4 interceptions. You hear that?
Yeah.
Played 4 games, got 1 interception a game. He's got 28 touchdowns. He's thrown the ball like 500 times, it seems like, already this season. But when you do throw an interception, even though you in that game you had 10 touchdowns and 1 pick, does that eat your crawl, even though you had 10 other times that you were throwing the ball in the end zone, man?
That one sticks out the most.
And it bothers you a lot, doesn't it? I know you want to go back and look at it on film. I know. And some of the things, it's just like a bad timing on a throw, and you very rarely have that. Richard, go ahead.
So last time you played Harrisburg, it was a one-possession game, but you had the ball with an 8-point lead.
Yeah.
You threw a pass to Tremel Gooden, where he made a fantastic catch, which pretty much iced the game. Tremel Gooden, also a receiver that we have not mentioned yet. He's been fantastic for you. But when you're going into playing a team for the third time, Harrisburg knows you and you know Harrisburg. What is the game preparation getting ready for a team that has made the adjustments? They know that they played close in that last game, but coming in, I mean, they're ready.
I hope so. I know we are. We've been
Yeah,
ready for
both
a month.
ready. Yeah.
We've been waiting on this for a month. Coach Daniels has done everything possible to get us ready. So now it's just time to go out and put his work forward. So we're ready.
Here, last question for you, Marcus, because he's got to start getting that arm loose and ready because he throws it about 900 million times. My arm would fall off as much as you throw it, man. And your footwork is impeccable. I talked with DJ Jones, a former quarterback, played at college, went to the NFL. He's like, man, I love watching Marcus Brooks play. And I'm hoping that this translates for many years to come, wearing the white, the blue, the light blue, the gray, the black. I mean, we got like 6 different colors, it seems like. But this last question, Marcus, this is out there to all the Lions fans, all the Lions supporters, the Lions family. What's your message to them in getting them to come out the house and pack the Lions Den for an excellent game tonight?
The game starts at 7. It's 4:42. You got like 2 hours and 18 minutes to get here. But bring the whole family out. It's youth sports night. Bring the kids out. Let them wear their team jersey. They can come on the field after the game, take a picture, get an autograph. It's just a very fun field family event, and it's fast. Like, the score is going to rise real fast tonight. So,
if you like highlights, you like one-handed catches, you like
Hard
acrobatic
hits.
plays, hard hits, I mean, you're going to get it here. Elite football. Well, Marcus, good luck tonight, and
Appreciate
looking
it.
forward to talking to you later on, hopefully, as a winning quarterback. Thank you so much,
all right,
man.
thank y'all.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Appreciate it,
When we
Marcus.
get
Appreciate it.
back, we're going to have on head coach Damian Daniels here of the Columbus Lions, Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, right back after this.
Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Choose America's #1 compact SUV, the Chevy Equinox. Discounted up to $6,500 off. Chevy's full-size pickup truck, the powerful Chevy Silverado, is up to $12,000 off. And big Chevy Silverado 2500 HDs are discounted up to $6,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall. Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $12,500 off. Roomy and comfortable, the compact SUV GMC Terrain is up to $7,750 off. And GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7 are now discounted up to $7,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
That guy is funny. I love talking to him. He is a character. He's also a great leader. And another great leader of men, young men. It doesn't matter the age. He always is doing right by them and taking care of his guys. It's the head coach of the Columbus Lions, Coach Damian Daniels, a.k.a. the Nighthawk. Does that ever get old, being called the Nighthawk? Would you want that to continue on for the rest of your life?
Never gets old, man. As long as I'm in the Civic Center, I'm the Nighthawk.
No doubt
Absolutely.
about it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. We talked about this with Marcus, man. It's been a month and a half since you played.
Man,
Talk about what that's been like to go this long between games. That's pretty abnormal, especially for leagues like this. So what has that grind been like in getting your guys ready and focused?
it's been a little tough, man, especially early on, just kind of keeping the guys motivated, keeping them wanting to practice and knowing that we're not having games, it's tough. But
Yeah.
as we got closer to it, it was a little easier, and the guys are excited for sure to come out tonight.
Yep.
Coach, talk about the league in general. You've only played 2 teams so far, the Amarillo Venom and the Harrisburg Stampede. About to play them for the 3rd time.
Right.
But you're going to play the Corpus Christi Tritons. That's going to be the de facto championship as they are 4-1. But this league, as it gets back, it was here back in 2016 when
Right.
that was the last championship that the Lions won, and you played back then. And you look at this league and trying to just build this league and try to get it back to its glory days from when you were playing. What steps go into having that happen?
I mean, I think we just got to get a collective group of teams that can function. You know, right now I think we have, 3 or 4 that can function, but you need at least 6 to 8, to function in a good league. So this was the first year that we tried this, but I'm sure it'll be a lot better next year.
Yeah, we're hoping for great things for this Columbus Lions and another championship. Won the one championship last year.
Yes, sir.
Coach, last time you played Harrisburg, it was 42-34. There was some sloppiness. I watched that game. Some things that I know you want to critique.
Right.
Third time, it's hard beating a team twice in one season, let alone 3 times. Do you make sure your guys are not complacent and Harrisburg's going to come out with everything in the kitchen sink against you? What was the game plan heading into this week?
Well, it was definitely easy, man, because like you say, it was a close game last time we went up there. So right after that game, our guys, they were already ready for this one.
Right.
So, it wasn't hard for me to motivate them to get ready for this one. But, those guys made some plays. They have some athletes, and they've also signed some guys to add to what they have already. So, we're looking for a good game tonight.
Marcus Brooks, 28 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,000 yards. His touchdowns are more than all the other quarterbacks combined.
Right.
If you combine all their passing yards, he's probably either right even with them or maybe 100 yards below, but that's because you're adding 3 other people's yardage.
Right.
Talk about what Marcus means to this team and the camaraderie and the leadership, because it seems like this guy's just on point with all his receivers, but it's not just that. It seems like everybody listens to him. What does he mean to you and your program?
I mean, that's what it takes to win. Championship, to have a championship team, especially in arena football, you will not win a championship without a good quarterback.
No.
So I think, that's just a test to, Marcus being here the last 2 years, and you see he hasn't lost a game since he's been in Columbus. And, just the veteran guy that he is, the leadership, I mean, it's easy to say that, to be honest with you.
No doubt.
Coach, talk about the defense. You being a former defensive back, I mean, do you coach your DBs a certain way, the way you used to play, or how is that process going, and how did they just get on the field and they just make an impact right away? Because your defense has been solid. Even when you were a defensive coordinator here back in 2022, that was really the defense has set the tone and got the offense the ball. But what are some of the key players on defense, and what are some of the training to get your defense ready for game day been like?
Well, that's one thing we've always wanted to hang our hat on in Columbus is strong defense, even back to when I played, So, but I don't try to get the guys to play like I did, or try to see the game like I did, because it doesn't work out like that. So I give them guys, leadership and ownership and kind of figuring out the things on their own. But we got Drell Green, of course, who's been a great leader on defense in the secondary for us. DeAndre Brown, I mean, he is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's probably in the league right now for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And also with Marte Sears at the linebacker, he's been having a huge impact as well.
All right, what's the game plan? You want to get off to a hot start? You want to make sure you punch him in the mouth? I know you're not going to give us all the specifics, but is getting off to a good start, is that one of the key points?
Well, it's been a while since we played, so we're definitely going to be aggressive when we come out on offense. We're trying to score. We're trying to score fast. So if we can get one the first play of the game, don't be surprised.
All right, this is to all the Lions family, Lions fans, everyone out there that, heck, it should be everybody in the Columbus Tri-City area.
Right.
Message from the Nighthawk, from Coach Damian Daniels, to come out tonight. I know it's youth sports, cosplay night. You can dress up. Kids can wear their youth jerseys from whatever sport they played. But what are they going to be in store for when they come watch the Lions?
Man, just a hard-hitting football game. You're going to see a lot of action. You're going to see some great sportsmanship, and you're going to see some great entertainment.
Yeah, you
know,
are.
We're going to put on a show for the fans tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people I don't understand in sports. Yes, we're out there competing, but we're also got to be entertaining.
Got to be entertainers.
This is a business, so we hope you come out and show support. It's only $15 to get in.
That's
$15 to watch an incredible night. Coach, you can't beat that anywhere else, can you?
Not at all. And if you know me, I still got a few tickets in my pocket, so reach out to me.
Hit up Coach Damian Daniels. Coach, thank you so much. Good luck today.
Yes, sir.
Look forward to talking to you after the game. We're going to take a break.
Coach.
When we coming back, it's Dana Barker of the Columbus Lions, River Dragons. He's also a weatherman. He's a Swiss Army knife right here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Choose America's #1 compact SUV, the Chevy Equinox. Discounted up to $6,500 off. Chevy's full-size pickup truck, the powerful Chevy Silverado, is up to $12,000 off. And big Chevy Silverado 2500 HDs are discounted up to $6,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall. Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $12,500 off. Roomy and comfortable, the compact SUV GMC Terrain is up to $7,750 off. And GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7 are now discounted up to $7,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
We are back. Shout out to The Hangover, because no one's going to get that reference, but you know what I'm talking about when they're all in the car.
Yeah.
And Zach Galifianakis is saying,
You are the 3 best friends that anybody could have.
Thank you, Dana. I knew Dana Barker, who is our next guest, was going to get my reference. Dana, thank you so much for joining us. You're
Happy to be
the
here.
announcer of the River Dragons. You help
Yep.
out with the Lions. You're a referee extraordinaire. You're a weatherman. You do game day operation for the Auburn Tigers. Am I missing anything, man?
Work at Auburn full time, and my family. That's definitely missing
dad and
sometimes.
husband, right.
Yeah. Shout out to my wife and son. Without them, that's the foundation for letting me do all this stuff too. So yeah.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to touch on a myriad of topics, but the first thing is you are one of the lead officials. You're the guy that gets the contract to do the Columbus Lions game. So let's talk about how this year has been in the new league, how the adjustment's been. Why are you not refereeing tonight? And then what are your guys having to look forward to as you go into the game?
All right. Yeah. Last year was fun. I mean, the AIFA was kind of the Lions were kind of the flagship last year in that league, so we kind of just did our own thing. And actually, Casey Smith asked me back 2 summers ago if we could officiate their games, and we did, and we had a blast.
Yeah.
The guys love it. Actually, back in the day in the PIFL was actually used by NFL officials for training because you get all these reps. You're inside. It's like a fishbowl compared to a 100-yard field, right? But you get multiple reps here. You're getting multiple times. You're getting to see stuff a lot clearer. You're getting to see a lot more opportunity there. So yeah, we did that last year. This year with the AIF, there was a new director official involved. He's Jerry Wilson out of North Carolina. He's done some Division III college games. So I got the opportunity to work with him. He's the one that's in charge of the league, so to speak. So he graciously let us do the games again. But I've been the white hat, I think, for how many straight games, past 2 years. So yeah. So number one, it's Harrisburg again, same opponent we've had at home. Right. Number two, I kind of want to get some more guys some reps. I knew the indoor game back from when the Lions got here, back when it was the Vipers and the War Dogs way back in the day.
That's DJ Jones,
yeah, back in DJ and Jim Fife days.
Yeah, yep.
So, I got the experience, but I need to pass it on to others. I need to let others in our association, our crew, get that experience, being on the mic, being the white hat and being the lead guy, the lead dog. So next 2 games, you won't see me on the field. I'll be back on the field for that Corpus game on the 14th.
Yeah, the de facto state championship game.
Yeah.
Like I said, not state championship game, but league championship game. All right, we're gonna be hitting on a bunch of topics.
Well, wait, you touched on that too. What do we want to see tonight?
Yes.
So we had a league meeting call. No one of the reasons I'm not doing it, we try to get a whole fresh new crew. And, in the outdoor game, we like to, when there's a big lead, when there's something going on, we like to call the game as the game flow goes. The directive we have now from the league is that we're calling it very technical. They, in their eyes, indoor football is a very technical game. You got all these formations and everything, and they want us to call it by the letter. So I'm going to give you fans, a warning. It's going to come to the game tonight. You might see a lot of yellow out there because we had a league directive to call fouls as they occur. And I'm just going to go on the record and say I'm not a fan of that. We officiate based on game flow, but y'all might see a lot more than that. It's going to make for a little bit more choppier game. But, again, we're at the mercy of the league, and the league graciously let us officiate these games this year, so we got to do what they say.
Listen, as long as I'm calling and as long as I'm friends with Dana Barker, which I don't think that's ever going to go away, I'm always going to be, sometimes I can be critical of officiating, but when it comes to something like that, and I'm glad that someone can have a voice, and I wish more referees were able to talk like this before a game so fans, parents, kids, players can all understand that sometimes it's out of your control. You're having to do what is directed upon you. Do you wish that sometimes? Because you also do high school sports as well.
Right.
Do you feel like you wish you could speak that out sometimes so the coaches
Absolutely.
understand?
Absol-
And not just the coaches, because I bet you tell them, but
Yeah.
the fans, they really get upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you kind of bite your tongue, and the fans are all over you because they think that you call Friday nights like you call Saturdays or Sundays. That's the number one thing, really, in the fans. I wish I could show them high school rules, how they differ from college, how they differ from pro. But tonight as well, I think I told you this story, and Richard, just for your benefit and the benefit of the people that are watching. Last year we were playing Dallas, I think, and my crew, we had like 4 or 5 straight plays with flag. I called timeout, and I brought the crew together, and I said some choice words. I said, guys, I'm thinking about being a fan up in these stands right now. They're not coming to watch us throw these yellow pieces of cloth out of our frickin' belts. If it's not affecting the game, if it's not, not affecting the flow of the game, put it in your pocket.
Right.
Quit showing off about the rules.
Right.
The unfortunate thing, though, is that we're going to have to do that tonight and going forward this year. But, we kind of had set that standard, and the coaches loved it. I told both coaches that, Chris McKinney last year at the Lions. I told Dame that as well this year, and the coaches for the visiting teams, and they loved that rule. Or loved that directive, I guess.
Well, I wish they would keep that. Go ahead, Richard. I know
Yeah, sorry.
We've worn many hats here at the Columbus Civic Center.
Chatahoots.
Shout out to Columbus Chatahoots.
Rest in peace, Chatahoots.
Yeah, well, they're actually redoing that field over there. But what is the game day experience here? If you're going to a River Dragons game, the Lions, seeing the Rapids, what is that game day experience like for the average fan here in Columbus to be at the Columbus Civic Center to see a sporting event?
I mean, it's great. I mean, if you've been here long enough to remember the old municipal auditorium, remember the, remember when it was a box basically and not air conditioned, and the experience here is great. I think they've done a great job with the facility. I mean, it's showing its age a little bit in some areas, but it's almost 30-year-old building. I walked the second year this building was open. I walked down the aisle, not the aisle. I didn't get married. Walked down the graduation, high school graduation from Shaw.
Yeah, but that aisle.
Yeah, it was brand spanking new back then. It was a crown jewel, pretty much to the southeast. And I do miss the days back when I wish we could have kept it. We had the SEC women's tournament here one year in the Civic Center, and we had AF2 football, we had MBDL, the original River Dragons,
That's
the
right.
OG River Dragons, no space between the words. They played MBDL,
Trust me, the only
basketball.
time we've ever had G League was the D League back then.
Yep.
Not the D.
No, it was a D.
It was
And
a
then-
D-League,
Then when
yeah.
Gatorade sponsored, when
It
Gatorade came on, it became the G
Yeah.
League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. But
Had the Pride next door, the softball complex.
Exactly.
I mean, the whole South Commons area, and I'm waiting with bated breath to see. Richard, you mentioned the Golden Park next door. I'm kind of waiting with bated breath to see how that ends up with the Braves, and see if that kind of reinvigorates it, and makes it feel like it was back in the late '90s when everything was new and everything was fresh.
I got to tell you this too. Shout out to Tyler Redmond. Tyler Redmond on deck with the Atlanta Braves. He's going to be on the show next week. No reason I'm giving him a shout out because he just sat down with the general manager of the AA affiliate here that's going to be coming to Columbus. They're the Mississippi Braves right now. So make sure you go out and check that interview. I got to ask you this question, and only because right after it happened, Richard gave his opinion on it, but we didn't really have anyone that was affiliated with the Columbus River Dragons this year to talk about the ending to the season. So I'm going to put you on the spot. I want you just to give your opinion, okay? And talking about losing to the Carolina Thunderbird and the season that the River Dragons had, which was historic, and especially in that league. It's one of the best teams regular season-wise in league history. To lose to your rival in a Game 3 fashion before the championship.
Both in overtime.
Both in overtime. What was that like those last 2 games? And what was it like just to be a part of the River Dragons to see something like that happen? And why did it happen?
If you take your River Dragons fan hat off, that was some of the best damn hockey we've ever seen in the FPHL, bar none.
Yeah.
That was like SPHL, ECHL level stuff that we had there. That's so from a just generic hockey fan standpoint,
Loved it.
I loved it. Loved every minute of it. The edge on your seat, double overtime type stuff. As far as why, I think the number one answer is Mario Cavalieri from Carolina. In the playoffs, you get a hot goaltender, and he is like, he was unstoppable. And I think Mario Cavalieri coming up, he had something to prove. Cody Karpinski was in Game 1. The River Dragons, see my Columbus team straight.
Right.
The Dragons won 4-0 in Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here making memes, and I'm like, man,
Making jokes.
I ate some crow about this high off the table right here. I'm kidding you not. But I think he's ran to a hot goaltender. When Cody was out, it was Mario's net, and I think he has had something to prove, and he proved it, and he shut down the most offensive team in the league. Did a great job of it.
Unbelievable.
Dana, I also.
By the way, you did a great job on PA announcing. I was
Yes.
hearing
Appreciate
you
it. Yeah.
on the broadcast, so I can only know you were setting the vibe and setting the tone, which is awesome, and setting the atmosphere. In a game like that, the atmosphere matters, Dana, and you did a great job.
The only thing I wish Game 3 wasn't on a Sunday. You know, it's 3-3.
Especially that late.
Then it was getting late Sunday night, and I was urging the crowd to keep going, and then we're going into like the fifth period, it's second overtime by then. But
Right.
Also, we are 3 months away from high school football.
Yes, we are.
And so you GHSA, AHSA referee, you're for both.
Right.
By the way, every time we're live streaming a game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, if I see you, we're giving you a shout out.
I know. I hear you, Rich.
I'm trying to make sure.
Oh yeah, I know.
Dana Parker's getting a shout out for both of us. You know
can't make a bad call. No, I'm kidding.
No, but you've reffed in some big games. You were at the Super 7 down in Tuscaloosa. I mean, really just all your accomplishments that you've done and just the things that you have accomplished, getting ready, reffing here and then reffing for Georgia and in Alabama. I mean, what are some of the differences you've seen? And just because you've got rabid fan bases that really they take that seriously.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They really do. But how do you just deflect the noise and just focus on just reffing the games?
Absolutely, absolutely you do, and you try to have rapport with the players. I tell everybody on my crew and I'm president of the Association of Auburn Opelika. I tell everybody there, respect the players, respect the coaches. Pretend they're 22 of your kids out there.
Right.
Respect them until they give you a darn good reason not to. And even then, still respect them because they're kids out there and responsible for keeping them safe. So I try to have fun and, talk to the kids and make sure they're kind of loose and talk to the coaches, And I always say we talk to players and coaches, not at players and coaches. There's a big difference in that. And talking to somebody and talking at somebody. Too many of the old hat officials talk at players and coaches. That's what gets us into problems. That's, I don't have any sympathy for officials like that do that. But if you talk to them, have rapport with them, it's not hard. Lost our communication, guys. You guys are master communicators, else you wouldn't be sitting here. It's not hard. Just communicate with the players, communicate with the coaches, and that really is half of officiating. The other half is knowing the rules, or the fourth knowing the rules and being there where you need to be mechanics-wise.
Right.
But half of it is being a good communicator out there and being a good game manager.
Best damn official I've ever met.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that.
He's real, too, because as you made mention, sometimes the old guard would allow some of that, if I can say this, power get to their head. And when you're talking at someone, you feel like you're there solely to make sure the game is played fair.
Yeah,
you're not there to be seen by everybody else.
That's what every official says. That's the old axiom. If they don't notice you, then you've called a damn good game.
Right.
If they notice you, then something, or you made a really big call.
Right.
They could have turned the tide, but that's and Richard talked about Super 7 as well. There are 2,000 officials out there in Alabama. I think the same number in Georgia. So I've got my Super 7 chip, got the T-shirt, worn it. I couldn't care to do another game. Another championship game, that is. As president, as a leader, you got to pass it on. There's probably, I can count a dozen officials right now in my association. There's one over in Phoenix City. I can count about 4 or 5 guys over there that deserve to go. Right. And I think it needs to be more spread out and have more people go because there's only, you got seven classes in Alabama, so 7 times 7, you only got 49 officials to go in any given year.
Right.
And we've got a lot of people that deserve to go that have not been. And, we need to do that in both states, Alabama and Georgia, too. And we need to get people out there with championship experience that deserve to go. And that's my mantra for the next however many years they'll have me as president of the association over in Auburn Opelika. I'm going to try to get guys there to that level.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. This is now put your referee hat on. This is talking to everyone in the community because you could always use officials,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So please, this is your speech to people out there that think officiating is boring, officiating is too hard, too tough, too stressful. This is your pitch to them on why they could have fun coming and refereeing games.
You got the best seat in the house. I mean, the best game I've worked the past several years it wasn't a competitive game, but I worked Auburn Central last year over at Duck Stanford. And I saw Cam Coleman, basically his video game numbers. I think he had 4 touchdowns, 300 yards receiving against a damn good Auburn High defense. Good. You had Keith Edwards over there shaking his head at the kid. But you get the best seat in the house for that, for great officiating. You get a great relationship with coaches, with players. You get to be a leader. There's all kinds of intangibles. You get to go on a Friday night in the fall and hang out with 50 of your best friends after games. And I haven't laughed as hard in the past couple of years as I have some of these Friday night dinners after the games, just talking to the other officials and building a friendship. I moved over to Auburn, and I really didn't. I was 40 minutes away from Columbus still, but I gained new friends over in Auburn just by being a football official. So it's camaraderie, it's a brotherhood, it's all that stuff. So yeah, we could definitely use some officials here. So if you guys go to HSAA.com if you're on the Alabama side, GHSA.com if you're on the Georgia side. And both Thrift and Richard know how to get a hold of me. If y'all want to put a comment in with Facebook Live or whatever to get a hold of me and then reach me, and we'd love to have you on both sides of the river. I know all four. We have associations in Georgia, in Columbus and LaGrange, association in Alabama and Phoenix City and Auburn, Opelika. So any of the four associations here would love to have you guys and love to have new blood in there.
He's a Swiss Army knife of all things.
And they're all dull right now.
No, listen, this guy is literally nonstop all the time. Weatherman, whether it be
Meteorologist. Meteorologist,
Don't
sir.
ever say
I'm
weatherman
kidding.
again.
I'm
Sorry,
kidding.
Derek Kincaid. Sorry, Bob Jeswald. I know all y'all going to
Cody Nickel.
Yeah.
But seriously, though, Dana, you're incredible. Love having you on. We're going to have you on in the future, too, especially as we head in to high school football season. So looking forward to sitting down with you then. It's Dana Barker. So when you hear the music tonight, there's only one guy DJing. It's my guy, DB. Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk conference finals. The Ant-Man's down 0-2. Georgia Alabama Sports Live back after this.
Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Choose America's #1 compact SUV, the Chevy Equinox. Discounted up to $6,500 off. Chevy's full-size pickup truck, the powerful Chevy Silverado, is up to $12,000 off. And big Chevy Silverado 2500 HDs are discounted up to $6,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall. Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $12,500 off. Roomy and comfortable, the compact SUV GMC Terrain is up to $7,750 off. And GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7 are now discounted up to $7,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back. It's the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show here live at the Columbus Lions Den ahead of their big-time game against the Harrisburg Stampede. Undefeated Lions, the only undefeated team left in the AIF. And the Corpus Christi, they're 4-1. Those two teams face off June 14th. Richard, cannot wait for that game. That one's going to be mega. You heard Dana Barker, the lead official for his organization. He's going to be the white hat for that one. Cannot wait. But first, we got to get past a very good, stingy Harrisburg team that I think was much improved after losing by 50 the first time. They only lost by 8 at home last time these two teams faced off a month and a half ago, and now they upgraded some roster spots. So what are you looking forward to seeing tonight in this one, and what would be the key for the Lions to win and go 5-0 in second year of Damian Daniels' coaching career?
Well, I think the Columbus Lions need to get off to a hot start. If they get the ball first, they're going to have to score quick and let their defense try to get a stop. You've got to get up at least 2 scores. I mean, if Harrisburg comes in, you just got to answer with a touchdown. And I think special teams is going to be the key. If they can get a good kickoff return, maybe force a turnover, I think that's going to set the tone. You got to remember, the last time these two teams played, it was a 1-score game. And it could have easily, if the Lions did not convert that 4th down, Harrisburg's got the ball with a chance to score to tie it. And so Harrisburg knows that the way they played last game, which has been well than a month ago, and so the Lions, a little bit of rust. They're trying to just get their niche because they've been having some practice sessions. I mean, but they're just happy to be back here playing football again after having a month and a half off.
Yeah, well, we're excited, too, to be back and be on the call. Richard, this is actually your first game calling this season.
It is.
Last year, me and you split play-by-play duties. This year, you had some scheduling conflicts those first 2 games.
Absolutely.
And now you're going to be back in the booth joining me. Looking forward for that. And we'll have a halftime interview with you and Dana Barker to talk about what happened in that first half, and then we'll wrap it up, the conclusion. And it's going to be on the Columbus Lions YouTube channel and the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Facebook page. So Columbus Lions YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Cannot wait. This show is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC.
Get ready to smile.
And I'm telling you who's smiling. That's Luka Doncic. Richard, I think a couple weeks ago, I don't know if you said it on air, you said Rudy Gobert is the best defender you've ever seen in your life. And I thought that was a bit of a stretch. I don't think you said this on air, but you told me this. You thought Rudy Gobert could lock down anybody. And I was like, I don't think he can lock down anyone. Well, he had an opportunity to show why he's one of the best defenders in the league. He got switched on Luka Doncic. And as Shaquille O'Neal says, that's barbecue chicken. As he had him on skates, he had him second-guessing himself, and Luka got off a setback three that he hit one-legged right in his mouth. Luka and Kyrie, the experience. But honestly, those guys playing the way they have didn't surprise me because I think they're the best 1-2 combo in the NBA right now. But I will say this. Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford combined these last two games for about 25 points, 15 rebounds, 8 or 9 blocks. Those guys combined with their minutes are giving you elite center status. They're giving you Joel Embiid in numbers.
Right.
And I know you're like, well, neither one of them are Joel Embiid. They don't have to be because when you can replace one guy that's giving you Lively 14 and 9 with a guy in Gafford that's giving you 16, 5 and 5, I mean, you're not missing a beat. These guys can catch anything around the rim. I think they've been the X factor because the size for the Timberwolves had an effect on Jokic and the Nuggets. Remember last series?
Right.
This series, it's been combated with the size from Dallas and then the playmaking, the lack thereof, because Ant-Man's been tired and not played like himself. They've relied on a 36-year-old Mike Conley. I'm taking Kyrie Luka over a tired Ant-Man and Mike Conley in playmaking every day of the week. And Karl-Anthony Towns wasn't even to be found in the fourth quarter. What'd you learn about last night as the Mavericks go up 2-0 on the Timberwolves? Never would have thought that.
It was backbreaking because clearly the first two games very evenly matched, could have gone either way. Minnesota had a big lead in that game. And in game one, the game could have been tied if they didn't have the basket interference call. So, but you go down 2-0, 0-2 now, and go into Dallas. I think that Minnesota can steal a game in Dallas, but I think that Dallas wins this series. But you also, several players, Derek Jones Jr. and P.J. Washington, have been huge for the Dallas Mavericks. It's not just Luka and Kyrie. I can't believe they're making this work. Remember, Luka and Kyrie played together last year, and they weren't even a play-in team.
They also tried to tank, and they tanked and got Derek Lively, so it worked. But I get your point, though, that it didn't work last year.
No, it didn't work last year. Minnesota is still good. They'll figure it out. I do think that because this is an evenly matched series, that I would be shocked if Minnesota wins 2 in Dallas and it goes back to Minnesota tied 2-2. But as basketball fans, this is really what we want to see. What an incredible game last night.
What just happened last series? The Timberwolves went up 2-0 on the Nuggets, and then they lost the next 3 straight. That could happen.
Could happen.
I don't think so. I think Dallas maybe winning the championship.
Dallas is on a mission this year.
Luka, 4 of the last 5 games are triple-double. He had 33, 10 and assists, and like 12 rebounds. This is with a hurt knee. I have been blown away, and the Ant-Man is showing his 22-year-old self. Okay, people, and I said he was great, and I was glad to watch him, and I think that eventually he'll be the best player in the league. But right now, it's not him.
No.
How can a 22-year-old be tired? I don't care if he played a 7-game series or not. How is he this exhausted? That's a question you have to have. But the way Luke and Kyrie have been playing, the defense, the guys like Derek Jones Jr., I mean, I thought he was an afterthought. Josh Green, are you kidding me? Guys that I never even thought would be an impact this late in a playoff run have been incredible. And I thought Jason Kidd has done a great job coaching. Dallas is going to win, I think, this series. I really do. The reason I thought Denver had a chance of coming back, because Jokic was on that team. No offense. Ant-Man's great. And Minnesota's good. But do they have someone right now that you can put on their back to carry you? And I think maybe Ant can do it. And it would be an incredible comeback. I just don't see it. And especially the way Kyrie and Luka are playing. The only thing, maybe injuries could affect them. I'm not going to say it's over like 100%. I wouldn't put money on it. But I think Dallas is about to head to the NBA Finals. What about you?
Dallas has better closers than Minnesota. And I think that's why they're headed to the NBA Finals, where they will more likely play the Boston Celtics.
Can I say this, too? It's a 2-point game. It's 108-106. I'd rather give up a pick-and-roll dunk to Lively, and Gobert can get back fast enough where he at least foul Lively and put him at the line to tie it. And instead of switching Gobert on Luka. If I'm at games, I am sending 2 of them, and then I'm playing help, leave anybody other than Kyrie open, and if they hit a shot, they hit a shot. the fact that you switch and let Gobert on an island like that, I know they wish they could take it back. You saw many people were showing this meme and video, zoomed in on McDaniels before Luka took the shot. He had this face of like, sheesh, Rudy's guarding him. And no offense to Rudy, but he had no chance on that. We were watching the game together with Rex Castillo. Everything in my mind said he was going to make that. And he did. And hit nothing but net. And Luka, maybe like Jokic, showing he's the best player in the league, just like Giannis did, just like Steph Curry did. I mean, LeBron 6 years ago, it's a new champion each and every season. I think this year it's going to be Luka. Let's go to the Eastern Conference. That's done. Halliburton's showed himself, dealing with a hamstring injury. They should have won game 1. They were leading game 2 before Halliburton got hurt. And I honestly think fully healthy, and if they win that game 1, this may be a 7-game series. Now injuries, down 2-0. I think this goes 5. I think they get 1 in Indiana, maybe tonight, but then they lose the next 2 and lose in 5.
Boston has gotten a lot of breaks. It looks like
injuries, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to be prepared for who they face off in the NBA Finals.
But if there's a team in Boston that
and by the way, Halliburton is out.
He is out
for game 3.
So I think Boston's going to go up 3-0 tonight.
And then if it's 3-0, it's done.
Yes, it's done deal. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are your 2 superstars for the Boston Celtics. They've been playing together for the past 7 seasons. They have made it to the finals in 2022, where they were up 2-1 on the Golden State Warriors. But Joe Mazzulla, I just don't think he's an elite coach. But I think all the pressure is on the Boston Celtics to win a title with this team, even if Kristaps Porzingis is not back in time. And they think he's going to be back for game 3 or 4. I don't know if he plays tonight.
At this point, now, why even have him come out? Because he's going to be up 3-0.
Have him ready for the finals.
Right.
Yeah.
Or unless you want him to knock a little rust off, maybe let him play game 5.
That's what I would do.
Maybe. But I think you're right. It's Boston. I think it's going to be Boston-Dallas. We'll go get Luka, Kyrie. Kyrie against his old team. You know those Boston fans are going to be booing him for days.
That is going to be incredible.
Luka in that Boston Garden. We saw what Steph Curry did in there. Can only imagine what those 2 guys could potentially do. Should be a great matchup. I think Minnesota still has a chance to come back. I'm in my heart. I think Dallas took the life and soul from that Minnesota team, and I think coming down 2-0 is going to be too much to come back on. I think it may go 6. They may take game 3, lose game 4, down 3-1, win game 5, make it 3-2, and then Dallas cleans it up in game 6. But who knows? We'll see. Dallas, heartbreaking fashion, just took the soul and life out of the Target Center. First time hosting a conference finals in 20 years, and you go down 2-0 in that way.
Heartbreaking.
You know if you're Minnesota, you can't even fathom that happening. But tonight, coming down here at the Lions Den, Harrisburg Stampede, and the Columbus Lions, led by the Nighthawk Damian Daniels, Marcus Brooks. Cannot wait. Columbus Lions YouTube channel starting at 6:45. Georgia Alabama Sports Live Facebook page. Thrift and Richard on the call. What more can you ask for? And if you want to come in person, only $15 to come and watch these Lions play. It's youth sports cosplay night tonight. And then on Tuesday, we'll have a live show. Richard, looking forward to doing that.
Right.
We're probably going to have Tyler Redmond on, talk some Atlanta Braves, Jack Patterson, maybe Tony Reese, some media guys, DJ. I mean, it's going to mark our year anniversary of starting Georgia Alabama Sports Live. So
1 year.
Can't wait to talk about all the stats and what we accomplished. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, 7:30 on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. From Third Baron to Richard Aldridge, in about an hour and 40 minutes, it's a Columbus Lions Harrisburg Stampede. We'll see you later. Thanks, everybody.
Now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $12,500 off. Roomy and comfortable, the compact SUV GMC Terrain is up to $7,750 off. And GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7 are now discounted up to $7,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Thank you for watching the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC. Get ready